Number 6, the following equation is given. Complete parts A to C. X cubed minus 2x squared minus 25x plus 50 equals 0. Now this is one I might attempt to factor just because I'm looking at this and I'm seeing a common factor in here and a common factor in here. So I'm going to try x squared times x minus 2 and then minus 25 and x minus 2. Because remember, when you have 4 terms, if you can group these two and these two and then get a common factor, then you know it will factor the common binomial factor, x minus 2, and then x squared minus 25. Set each of those equal to 0, and you get x is 2, and then this one will factor x plus 5 times x minus 5. Set each of those equal to 0. X plus 5 equals 0. X minus 5 equals 0. And you get x is negative 5 and x is 5. So we were able to find the 3 zeros for this equation. Now you may not notice that that can be factored. And if that's the case, you'll want to do your synthetic division. So you list all the possible factors, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 5, plus or minus 10, plus or minus 25, and plus or minus 50. Those are all the factors that will go into 50. Since this coefficient is a 1, we don't have to worry about putting it over this a coefficient because it would all come out to these numbers anyway. So using synthetic division, you get 1 on the outside, and then your coefficients 1, minus 2, minus 25, and plus 50. And you bring down the 1 and you start your multiplication. 1 times 1 is 1. Add, we get negative 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Add, you get negative 26. 1 times negative 26 is negative 26. Add, you get 24. That's not a 0, therefore 1 is not a solution. And we already know that because we already found the solutions. Remember, we found them to be 2 and 5 and negative 5. So I'm going to skip doing negative 1 and negative 2 and go straight to 2. Of course, you won't be able to do that if you haven't factored and found the solutions to begin with. 1, negative 2, negative 25, and 50. Bring down this 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Add, you get 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Add, you get negative 25. 2 times negative 25 is negative 50. Add, you get 0. That's what we expected. This is a solution. Remember, when we factored, that's what we found. Now, reducing the power to 2, this would be x squared plus 0x minus 25. So you might recognize x squared minus 25 equals 0. So you could stop and factor at this point. X plus 5, x minus 5. But if you didn't, you would need to go on to the next one, negative 2, and then 5, and negative 5, and continue until you've checked all of them or you've found 3 that work. Remember that if you try all of them and none of them work, and you're down to a square, you might have to use the quadratic formula. But luckily for us in this case, we know that the roots are 2, 5, and negative 5, and that's our solution set.